And Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled, "And the Lord Yahweh, your power, will put all these curses upon your enemies." Lord, will you are edified. Deuteronomy 30:7. And the Lord Yahweh, your power, will put all these curses upon your enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So, who are our enemies? Psalm 83 and verse 1. Keep not your silence, O power. Hold not your peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people, and consulted against your hidden ones, your people, regarding so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans based on the lineage of our fathers. Verse 4, they have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." Verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Jabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have holpen the sons or the children of Lot. This is a list of our enemies, beginning with the nation of Edom. And according to Deuteronomy 30:7, all these curses will be placed upon them in the kingdom of heaven. What curses? Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh your power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses, hence righteous anger, shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And in the kingdom of heaven, all these curses, beginning with 16 all the way down to 68, will be exercised, beginning with the nation of Edom and their joint heir and his joint heirs. Okay? Regarding these other nations, such as they will be scattered throughout the four corners of the world. They will be at the tail, and we will be at the head. They will receive sickness and have an evil eye towards one another. Their kids and parents, it's like your parents and children, will be separated. And the list goes on and on and on. And this will happen once, Revelation 19 and verse 16. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. The he referring to Yahushua. Once Yahushua delivers the elect within the nation of Israel, Esau's kingdom is destroyed, because by default, Yahushua is bringing judgment, and he's going to destroy the kingdom of Esau. And therefore, his kingdom will be established on earth. And this is how he will receive the title King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And once this happens, the curses will be transferred from the nation of Israel to the nation of Edom and these other nations during the time frame of Yahushua's redeem. Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people, referring to the nation of Edom, to another, referring to the nation of Israel, beginning with Yahushua and the elect. Okay? Yahushua is going to take the kingdom of Edom and destroy it and establish his own kingdom on earth. Okay. Lamentations 4 and 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, referring to the entire nation of Edom, so-called white people based on the lineage of their fathers, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, the cup of slavery. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion, O nation of Israel. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Yahweh, through his son Yahushua. All these curses will be exercised on our enemies. They're going to be bywords. Okay? Luke 16 and 24. Let's start at verse 19. There was a certain rich man. This rich man is symbolic for the elite of Edom, beginning with the Rothschilds, trickling down to the other 12 elite Edomite families, which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. And this is symbolic for their rulership within their kingdom. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores. Lazarus is a representation for the nation of Israel. The sores is a representation for the curses spoken of in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, beginning at verse 16 through 68 or 268, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs, these other nations, came and licked his sores, meaning what? They benefited from the curses. Therefore, these other nations are joint heirs with the nation of Edom. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. Abraham's bosom is symbolic for the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of Yahushua. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes. The hell is a representation for the kingdom of heaven exercised on earth. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and see Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom. Further proof that the nation of Israel will be ruling. All right. Because when you are in someone's bosom, you are receiving comfort. Verse 24. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. Meaning what? These curses are being exercised on the nation of Edom, beginning with the international bankers, trickling down to the least Edomite. Verse 25. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in your lifetime receive your good things, referring to their kingdom. And guess what? During Esau's kingdom, the curses were being exercised on our nation. And once our nation is established, the curses will be exercised on them. It's only right. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in your lifetime received thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. All right? And the reason why the nation of Edom and these other nations will be tormented, because we will be placed in our kingdom. We will be blessed, and they will be cursed. At this time frame, they're blessed and we're cursed. Last precept, Matthew chapter 5. And verse 45. That ye may be the sons of your Father, which is in heaven, for he make his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and send rain on the just and on the unjust. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is all righteous. Lord, will you edify? Shalom.